Yeah. Well, if anything comes up, let it out. Let it out, because it is, and that is the whole point of doing the yoga, the breathing, the everything else, is to, it's that stuff, the stress and the stuff that we absorb and the stuff that happens to us in life that we go, no, brave face, and actually it's our yoga practice that is the one space, or one of the spaces, that should be a safe space to let it all go. And to really, because that's what we're doing, if you're doing your yoga and you feel the urge to, even if it's just or cry, or something comes up, letting it out is what you've asked your body to do. You're moving it around to get it to shift, and then you've got to get it out. So it goes for everybody. If anybody suddenly feels the need to cry, I think I got all mine out, so we're all good. I won't cry today, but yeah. Huh?
You can if you want to.
Thanks. It has happened. It has happened. Before I went to the hospital, it happened. But anyway, so we're going to start with a bit of the class we're doing today is sort of based around spine health. So sort of healthy spines, because it's our main energy channels. The Ida, Pingala, and the Sushumna that run down the middle are our energy channels. And also, if your spine physically is unhealthy and immobile, you see what happens when people, as they get older and the spine becomes unhealthy, then the posture goes, shoulders go, hips go. My mum at the moment struggling with her hips, and it's her lower back, it's her lower spine. Can I help her? Not a chance in hell. But it really is such an important area to keep cleansed and to keep mobile and healthy. So we're going to do a bit of spinal breathing, full spinal breathing, and then we're going to do some spinal, just a general flow, but we're going to be working on really lengthening the spine and doing some twists and just some nice movement. And it's quite nice because we are a small class, so if needed we can sort of break it down a little bit. But obviously, when it comes to the breath work as well, listen to your body, because even though it's using a forceful breath, it's still not supposed to create tension in the body. By forceful, it means it's just more than it's a. So we're really exaggerating the breath. It's an exaggerated breath. But what we're going to be doing, we're going to do 3 rounds. What did we do earlier? We did 5, 10, and 15. So 5 for the first round, 10 for the second, 15 for the third round. There's breath holds at the end of each of them. So, and we move the spine. I'll demo to you what we're going to do. So we start on the exhale and drop the chin to the chest. And it's really coming from the belly, the breathing. And then we inhale and lift the head and arch the back. Exhale. Inhale up, exhale down, inhaling up, exhale down. We'll do that 5 times. We fully exhale, keep the exhale, chin to chest. If you practice Maha Bandha, so do you remember the master seal where you lift through Mula Bandha, lift through Uddiyana Bandha and rock? On that exhale, engage Maha Bandha and hold. And we'll hold that for as long as you can hold it. And then when you need to breathe in, gently lifting the head, nice deep breath in, hold that for about 5 to 10 seconds, and then just come back to a natural breath for a couple of breaths. Yeah? Does that make sense? Have you got that, Lynn? Excellent. So let's just sit for a moment with eyes closed. Most importantly here, you want to make sure that if you're on your block, scooch to the front of it, so the sitting bones are on it, and it feels like it's almost kind of pushing your bum out a bit. So you get that slight tilt. So the back muscles engage and the tummy muscles can relax. And then soften through the shoulders. Just observing your natural breath. Relaxing through the pelvic floor and through the hips. So the breath is in and out through the nose. So we'll start taking a gentle breath in and then begin. So exhaling, rounding the spine. Inhaling up. Exhale to round. Inhale to arch. 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 Now as you exhale, fully exhale, squeeze every last breath out. Lock chin to chest. Engage Mula Bandha and Uddiyana Bandha and hold. Breathe when you need to breathe. Just taking natural breath. So when we engage Jaladhara Bandha in the throat, be mindful. My fault saying drop chin to chest, really. We drop chin to chest and round. When we come up for Jaladhara Bandha, what we're trying to do is keep the spine long. So watch out for this, Lynn. So we're not dropping the head right forwards and taking the chin down. It's actually doing a really attractive pull back and lock. So you get that lovely double chin effect occurring that I'm on video with and you're not. So pretty. So that's what we're going for. It's a pull the chin back and lock. Yeah? So it's that action as opposed to just dropping the head. So this round, we're going to go a little bit faster. I'm going to do 10 breaths. So gentle breath in to begin. Exhale to round. Inhaling up. Exhale round. Inhale up. Make the movements big. Exhale round. Inhale up. Exhale round. Inhale up. Exhale round. Inhaling up. Exhale round. Inhale up. Exhale round. Inhale up. Exhale round. Inhale up. Exhale round. Last 3. Inhale up. Exhale round. Inhale up. Last full breath. Exhale round. Inhale up. Exhale. Release all the air. And then engage the bandhas and hold. When you need to breathe, just gently lifting the chin, breathing in through the nose. Hold it for 5 to 10 breaths. And come back to a natural breath. So this last round, we'll do 15 breaths. Try and go a bit bigger with the breaths. Try and just, without creating a real tension in the body, but see if you can get an even bigger breath in, yeah? Go around the same speed. So gentle breath in to begin. And exhale round. Big movements with the spine. Inhale to extend. Exhale to round. Inhale to extend. Exhale and round. Inhale, extend. So keep moving with your breath. Big movements, feeling the whole spine move. We're really trying to wake up the spine, wake up the energy in the spine and shift it with the breath. Good, last 3 full breaths. Inhale, fully exhale and lock. Hold that exhale. So feel that expansion in the mind, the expansion as you hold. Feel into the sensations in your body. Softening any tension. Just coming back to a natural breath when you're ready. So from here, come forwards onto all fours. And just start to move into your cat-cow. So you can keep your eyes closed, that gaze internal. And really feeling and exploring the length of your spine as you move. Start to circle the hips. Move that up into the shoulders, maybe into the neck as well. And then change the direction of the circles. And then coming back to the center. So walking your hands forward a hand's length. Tuck your toes under and stretch back into a bent-legged downward dog. So a really good bend in the knees. Push away through the hands, engaging through Hasta Bandha. Really stretching and getting all the length that you can from the fingertips to the tailbone, the sitting bones. Curl the sitting bones up towards the ceiling. Keep a good bend in your leg stress and then stick your bum out more. Yeah. So holding that length, then start to gently lift through Mula Bandha, gently engaging Uddiyana Bandha, and then slowly straightening the legs, keeping that length in the spine. And if you want to pedal the feet, if it's your first downward dog of the day, just pedaling the feet, warming up through the backs of the legs. And then walk your feet to the top of the mat. So coming into Uttanasana. And engaging through Pada Bandha, Mula Bandha. And gently walk the hands around to the right side of the mat. So pushing that left sitting bone back and finding a nice stretch down the left side. Good. And then walk the hands around to the left side. Good. So could be keep that right sitting bone back. Good. And then coming back to the center. So put a little bend into your knees and then round yourself up to standing. Just one vertebrae at a time. Arms down by your side in Tadasana. On your inhale, floating your arms up. So lengthen as you take the arms up. Exhale, swan dive forward. Take the arms wide as you come into your forward bend. Inhaling, look forwards. Use the back muscles to lift into your flat back. Exhaling, step back, chaturanga or knees, chest and chin. Inhaling to upward dog or cobra. Exhaling, roll back to your downward dog and hold it here. And releasing any tension from the neck, from the face. On your inhale, step forwards, coming into your flat back. Exhaling, fold down to Uttanasana. Inhaling, rise up to stand, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhaling, hands to the heart center. Good. Inhale, floating your arms up. Exhale, swan dive forwards to Uttanasana. Inhaling, lift to your flat back. Exhaling, step back, chaturanga or knees, chest and chin. Inhaling to upward dog or cobra. Exhale, roll back to downward dog and come back to your breath. On your inhale, step forwards, coming into your flat back. Exhaling, fold down to Uttanasana. Inhaling, rise up to standing. So root through the feet as you reach up and lengthen. Exhale, hands to the heart center. Good. Inhaling, taking the arms up, take the arms wide. Exhale, swan dive forwards to Uttanasana, hands back alongside the feet. Inhaling, look forwards, lengthen to your flat back. Exhaling, step back, chaturanga. Inhaling to upward dog or cobra. Exhaling back to downward dog and hold. So still finding that length through the spine. Space. Instead of getting your heels down, work on getting the length here. So you might need the heels to lift a bit. More length here, curl up more. This bit's still rounding, but the other way. Yes. Good. Inhaling, step forwards, come into your flat back. Exhale and fold down to Uttanasana. Inhaling, rise up to stand, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhaling, bring the hands to the heart center. Inhale, floating your arms up. Exhale, swan dive forwards to Uttanasana, hands alongside the feet. Inhaling, lift to your flat back, use the back muscles to lift. Exhale, step back, chaturanga. Inhale to upward dog or cobra. Exhaling back to your downward dog and hold it here. Instead of getting the heels, work on this, on straightening this. So curling the sitting bones up even more. Sit your bum out. Yeah, you're working on that, but then pulling through Uddiyana Bandha just a little and find this space. Imagine you're trying to make a back bend. So work on that rather than getting the heels down. Yeah, they are a little bit. They hold the side of it if you want to. Good. On your inhale, step forwards, come into your flat back. A few people have said that recently. Exhaling, fold down to Uttanasana. Inhaling, rise up to stand, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhaling, hands to the heart center. Good. Inhale, floating your arms up. Exhale, swan dive forwards, Uttanasana. Inhaling, flat back. Exhaling, step back, chaturanga. Inhaling to upward dog or cobra. Exhale, back to downward dog. Do you want to take this mat, Jess? Because this isn't that slippy. This one's not so slippy. Swap. Oh, yeah, it is a bit. Good. On your inhale, step forwards, come into your flat back. Exhaling, fold down to Uttanasana. Inhaling, rise up to standing, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhaling, hands to the heart center. Good. On your inhale, sit down low, sweep the hands to the floor and come into Utkatasana. Exhale, swan dive forwards to Uttanasana. Inhaling to your flat back. Exhaling, step back, chaturanga. Inhaling, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Exhale to Ardha Mukha Svanasana. Inhale the right foot forwards, coming into Virabhadrasana 1. Exhaling, lower the hands down, step back, chaturanga. Inhaling, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Exhaling, Ardha Mukha Svanasana. Inhaling, step the left foot forward, so the right heel comes to the mat, Virabhadrasana 1. Exhaling, lower the hands down, step back, chaturanga. Inhaling, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Exhaling, Ardha Mukha Svanasana, and hold. So watch those shoulders, Jess. Yeah. On your inhale, step forwards, coming into your flat back. Exhaling, fold down to Uttanasana. Bend your knees. On your inhale, sweep your arms up to Utkatasana. Exhaling, come to stand, bring your hands to your heart center. Inhaling, sit back to Utkatasana. Exhale, hold it here. So breathe into this, knees and toes going in the same direction. On the next inhale, lengthen from the sitting bones to the fingertips. And then as you exhale, slowly pushing the tops of the thighs back, reach towards the front of the room. Take the length of the exhale, creating more space as you fold. Good. Inhaling, then use the back muscles to lift you into your flat back. Exhaling, step back, chaturanga. So always looking for that bit more length. Inhaling to upward dog or cobra. Exhaling, roll back to your downward dog. Inhaling, step the right foot forward, Virabhadrasana 1. Exhaling, lower the hands down, step back, chaturanga. Inhaling to upward dog or cobra. Exhaling back to your downward dog. Inhale the left foot forwards, Virabhadrasana 1. Exhaling, lower the hands down, step back, chaturanga. Inhaling, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Exhale to Ardha Mukha Svanasana and come back to your breath. So that same action, when you're lifting into your flat back and you feel the back muscles engage, you want to feel that here in your downward dog as well. Back muscles holding you strong. And then you sandwich that with the bandhas, but not so tightly that you cause the back body to round and cave. It's finding a softness to those bandhas. Inhaling, step forwards, come into your flat back. Exhaling, fold down to Uttanasana. Bend your knees. On your inhale, sweep your arms up to Utkatasana. Exhale, come to stand, bring your hands to your heart center. Inhaling, sit back to Utkatasana. Exhale, swan dive forward. So find that length. Inhaling, lift to your flat back. Exhaling, step back, chaturanga. Inhaling, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Exhale to Ardha Mukha Svanasana. Inhale the right foot forwards, high lunge. Exhaling, lower the hands down, step back, chaturanga. Inhaling to Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Exhaling to Ardha Mukha Svanasana. Inhale the left foot forwards, high lunge. So again, creating that length as you reach up. Exhaling, lower the hands down, step back, chaturanga. Inhaling, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Exhaling, Ardha Mukha Svanasana, and hold. Again, searching for that extra bit of length through the spine. Sometimes it takes bending the knees, really exaggerating as you push the mat away through Hasta Bandha. Picking on your arms today. Find that extra bit of length, then engage through the bandhas and hold. On your inhale, step forwards, come into your flat back. Exhaling, fold down to Uttanasana. Bend your knees, inhale, sweep your arms up to Utkatasana. Exhale, come to stand, hands to the heart center. Inhaling, sit back to Utkatasana. Exhale, swan dive forward, so go wide with the arms. Inhaling, back muscles to lift you to your flat back. Exhaling, step back, chaturanga. Inhaling, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Exhale to Ardha Mukha Svanasana. Inhaling the right foot forwards, come into your high lunge again. On the exhale, fold halfway forwards, connect to your midline, tummy button back towards the spine. Now, as you inhale, find more length through the spine. And then on the exhale, twist over to the right side. Breathe into your twist. If you want to open the arms out, you can take the right arm up towards the ceiling. The left hand down towards the floor. Good. Moving from your core, inhale, come back to your high lunge. Exhaling, lower the hands down, step back, chaturanga. Inhaling to upward dog. Exhaling back to your downward dog. Inhale the left foot forwards, high lunge. So here, looking for that extension as you come into this gentle spine extension. Exhaling, fold halfway forwards, finding that long line from the back heel to the crown of the head. Inhale and lengthen, tummy button back towards the spine. Exhale to twist. So breathing the length of your spine. That little lift through Mula Bandha helping to stabilize you. And opening the arms out if you did it on the other side. Good. Inhaling, come back to your high lunge. Exhaling, lower the hands down, step back, chaturanga. Inhaling to upward dog. Exhaling back to your downward dog and hold it here. Child's pose if you want to. I have tried to get some air in the room, but I failed. It's hot. Oh, really? Have you got an inhaler? Yeah. Just skip out the flows. Skip the flow bits if you want and just do the high lunge and the twist. Good. On your inhale, step forwards, come into your flat back. Exhaling, fold down to Uttanasana. Bend your knees on your inhale, sweep your arms up to Utkatasana. Exhaling, come to the stand, hands in front of the heart center. Inhale, sit back to Utkatasana. Exhaling, swan dive forwards to Uttanasana. Inhaling, lift to your flat back. Exhale, step back, chaturanga. So just go straight to downward dog here. Inhaling, upward dog. Exhale, back to downward dog. Inhaling, step the right foot forwards, coming into your high lunge. And on the exhale, turn to the left, Virabhadrasana 2. So here, rooting through the feet, using the bandhas and the breath, each inhalation finding more extension through the spine, each exhalation softening. Taking a nice deep breath in. Exhaling, lower the hands down, step back, chaturanga on knees, chest and chin. Inhaling to upward dog. Exhaling back to downward dog. Inhale the left foot forwards, coming into your high lunge. Exhaling, turn to the right, Virabhadrasana 2. So use your breath, search for the space in the posture. That lift, that little lift through Mula Bandha, Uddiyana Bandha, as you pull the tummy button back and up, feeling that separation between the vertebrae as you lengthen. Softening through the shoulders. You lot aren't as tense as this morning's warriors. It was up here, Monday morning. Take a nice deep breath in. Exhaling, lower the hands down, step back, chaturanga. Inhaling to upward dog. Exhale back to downward dog and hold. Just observing the breath. Inhaling, step forwards, come into your flat back. Exhaling, fold down to Uttanasana. Bend your knees, inhale, sweep your arms up to Utkatasana. Exhaling, come to stand, hands in front of the heart center. Inhaling, sit back to Utkatasana. Exhale, swan dive forwards, Uttanasana. Inhaling, lift to your flat back. Exhaling, step back, chaturanga. Inhaling to upward dog. Exhale back to your downward dog. Inhaling, step the right foot forward, so coming into your high lunge. So we lengthen and then circle the hands round and bring the hands onto the hips. So transfer the weight onto the front foot, flex the back foot, straighten the front leg. Here, either arms to the side or out in front, and come forwards to Virabhadrasana 3. So length from that back heel to the crown of the head. Good. Inhaling, step lightly back into your high lunge. Exhaling, lower the hands down, step back, chaturanga. Inhaling to upward dog. Exhaling back to downward dog. Inhale the left foot forwards, come into your high lunge. As you exhale, circle the hands back behind you, bring the hands to the hips. So transfer the weight onto the left foot, either taking the arms to the side or out in front, and then slowly coming forwards, Virabhadrasana 3. Finding that little bit more length. So just drop your right hip now, just a little bit there. Good. Inhaling, step back, coming into your high lunge. Exhaling, lower the hands down, step back, chaturanga. Inhaling to upward dog. Exhaling back to your downward dog and hold it here. Go to child's pose for a couple of breaths if you want to. Good. On your inhale, step forwards and come into your flat back. Exhaling, fold down to Uttanasana. Bend your knees on your inhale, sweep your arms up to Utkatasana. Exhaling, come to stand, hands to the heart center. So just coming back to your breath. Grab your bricks and have your 2 bricks at the front of the mat. So we're going to go through this slowly. I'm going to be really naggy. Naggy about particulars. So starting in Tadasana, we're going to step the left foot back about 2.5 feet. The foot turned out to a 45-degree angle. I said a 90-degree angle this morning. It's not, it's 45. And we square the hips off to the front of the mat. So find your set-up position. You might need to take the feet slightly wider. Can you see what I'm doing, Lynn? Yeah. So you might need to take the feet slightly wider to make sure that the hips are completely squared off to the front of the mat. Play around with it. Kabir, can you take the back leg back just slightly? And then square the hips off. Yes. I'd be so picky about the squared hips. Yeah. So do that with the foot. Or you can step the back foot forward slightly, but that looks fine. So we're going to keep the right hand onto the right hip to start with. And inhale and take the left arm up. So here, lift through Mula Bandha, Uddiyana Bandha, lengthen. And as you exhale, fold halfway forwards. Pull that right hip back. As you inhale, lengthen, take the right arm forwards, get more length. And exhale, fold down over the front leg. So keeping that connection to your bandhas so the hips don't swing out sideways. Good, so Lynn, step your back foot forward slightly. Bit more. Yeah. Now square the hips off and fold forwards. That's it. So it could be, use the blocks if you want to. If that front knee's bent, use the blocks, bring them either side of the front foot. Good. Good. And then bringing the hands onto the hips. As you inhale, come up to standing and step the back foot forwards, come back into Tadasana. So stepping the right foot back. Again, find your distance. You find after a while, you just get used to what your distance is, but somewhere between 2 foot, 2.5 foot, somewhere around there. But then also due to the fact that we're women with hips, not skinny Indian men, you might need to take the feet a little bit wider. So see what works. So squaring the hips off to the front of the mat, left hand onto the left hip. Inhale, take the right arm up. As you exhale, fold halfway forwards. Use your banders to lengthen through the spine as you fold. Inhaling, reach the left arm forwards. And exhale to fold down over the front leg. So either hands to the blocks or to the floor. Again, use your breath to help you deepen into the posture. Breathe all the way down to your feet. And as you exhale, release. Notice if the tummy's bunched up around the front thigh or in that left hip, see if you can lengthen out of it. Lift away from it. Use your banders. And then bring the hands to the hips. And on your inhale, come up to standing. Step the feet to the top of the mat. Arms down by your side into Asana. So as we come now into Parivrtta Trikonasana, so our twisted triangle, we want that length. We want that real length through the spine. So the bandhas really are there to help support and lift. Uddiyana bandha in particular gives you that extra bit of oomph as you lift up. So stepping the left foot back, again, find that correct distance for you. Hips squared off to the front of the mat, or else twisting is virtually impossible. Hands onto the hips. Inhaling and take the left arm up. As you exhale, fold halfway forwards. Inhale, reach forwards, draw the right hip back, and on the exhale, place the left hand to the outside of the right foot. If it doesn't quite reach or it feels awkward, you can place it on the inside or use the block. Then twist from the rib cage, open to the right, and take that right arm up towards the ceiling. So rather than dragging the body round with the arm, we're using the length of the spine to enable the twist from the rib cage, and the arm follows. So Jenny, put your hand just lightly onto a block. Yeah, and then you'll find a whole load more space. Yeah, feel the difference? Just that little bit more space. Good, nice deep breath in. Exhaling, fold over the front leg. Hands to the hips, and as you inhale, come up to standing. Step the back foot forwards. So when we try and twist on an anything rounded spine, you as you felt, you got locked. The minute you lifted into that flat back, your spine just went, oh, and then the twist deepens. So we really want that flat back situation. So let's step the right foot back. Hands to the hips. Inhaling, taking the right arm up. And on the exhale, fold halfway forwards. So keeping those bandhas active. Inhale, lengthen towards the front of the room. Good. And then on the exhale, lower that right hand down to the outside edge. Use the block if you need to. Yes. Good. Inhale to lengthen even more there. And then exhaling, twist from the rib cage. Yeah. Good. How's that feel? Try taking the block a little bit higher, Jenny. Take it up onto its higher. Yeah. There. Good. Last deep breath in. Nice, Lynn. Exhaling, fold down over the front leg. Get hands to the hips, and on your inhale, come up to standing. Come to the top of the mat. Arms down by your side. Good. Inhaling, floating your arms up. Exhaling, swan dive forwards to Uttanasana. You can move the blocks off to the side. Inhaling, lift to your flat back. Exhaling, step back, chaturanga on ease, chest and chin. Inhale to upward dog or cobra. Exhale back to downward dog. Inhaling, float the right leg up. Good. So we're going to bend the right knee, bringing it down the midline and then across towards the left wrist. And then turning out from the hip, placing the knee behind the right wrist, ankle somewhere behind the left wrist, and walk that left leg back as we come into pigeon. So here, again, lengthening through the spine, roll the shoulders back, lengthen through the tailbone, lift gently through Mula Bandha, gently through Uddiyana Bandha. If you haven't done pigeon for a while, pigeon practicing while I've been away. I haven't been either. Fine. I've done a lot of breath work and meditation. I did pigeon this morning and went out. So just softening, work on that lengthening and the extension of the spine. If you want to, then if you want to take the arms up, if you've been practicing instead of coaching, you can take the arms up.
What is the aim to get this more like that, or get this more down?
Both. Whichever one you fancy.
But it's okay to be up like that.
Yeah. The thing is,
That's not right.
no. If you're going to go, so bearing in mind where the posture goes, the higher up you are off the floor, suddenly if you start to try and lift that back leg and bend for it, and you're that far off the floor, your top leg sideways. So you want to get down. Yeah. So often when you get down, that leg goes from a 90-degree angle, it will ping back slightly anyway. So let the leg ping back. So bringing the hands to the mat, tuck the back toe, lift up the back knee and step back to downward dog. And then floating the left leg. So bend the left knee, bring it across the midline first towards the right wrist, and then turn out from the hip, do a little fun wiggle, and then come back into your pigeon. They did a study somewhere, and I've forgotten where it was, to do with dancers, that you get more external rotation if you do a slight internal rotation first. It's a thing. Yeah, it does. I can't remember who the study was with, and I can't remember who it was, but it was years ago. I remember we were doing it, and they've done this whole thing about it. I don't know, but it works. So again, lengthening. So you are working to get down towards the floor, because then you've got a more stable base to root down and rise up. But you're working with this leg right angle as well. Yeah, ish. I mean, it depends how bendy you are. It can hurt your knees, which is why often the leg will come back in. If you want to try taking the arms up again, make sure that you've got that support through the bandhas. Maybe just take one arm up, take both up. If you haven't done it for a while, just go with the lengthening to start with. So hands to the mat, tuck the back toe, lift the back knee, and step back to your downward dog. And on your inhale, come forwards to plank, and chaturanga all the way down to the mat and come to lie on your tummy. So lengthening the arms out in front of you, shoulder distance, palms facing towards each other. Bring the legs together. So they're hugging the legs together like a fishtail and lengthening from the toes all the way up to the fingertips. The pubic bone gently pushes down towards the mat to really lengthen through the lower back. So we're going to lift opposite arms and legs to start with. So keeping the head down for this. On your inhale, lift the right arm and the left leg. Exhale to lower. Inhaling, left arm, right leg. Exhale to lower. So again, 2 more like this. Opposite arm and leg, right arm, left leg, and down. Left arm, right leg. And down. 1 more on each side. And then we'll do 2 on each side, lifting the head. So coming up a little bit higher. So now as you inhale, lifting the head, the right arm and the left leg. And exhale to lower. Inhaling the left arm and right leg. Exhale to lower. Inhaling right arm, left leg, lower with control. Inhaling left arm, right leg. Exhale down and relax. Turn the head to one side. So bringing your forehead back to the mat. Arms can stay out in front harder, or out to the side, aeroplane style is slightly easier. So you've got superheroes or aeroplanes. Go with whichever one feels right. Hug the legs together. Again, lengthening through the tailbone, so pubic bone gently towards the mat. Now on your inhale, lifting the arms, the chest and the head. Lengthen as you lift. Exhale to lower. Inhaling to lift. Exhaling to lower. Inhaling to lift. Exhale to lower. Here we inhale, lift and hold. Now on the exhale, draw the elbows back. So Lynn, if you just bend your elbows. Inhaling, reach the arms forward, superhero style. So it's like lat pull downs. Exhale, keep the elbows lifted and pull them back. Inhaling forwards. Exhaling back. Inhale forwards and lift the arms. Exhale back. Last one. Inhale forwards. Go and lift them high, Jenny. Exhale back and relax. Who needs weights when you've got gravity? Again, forehead to the mat, bring the legs together. So just bending your right knee. Reach around and take hold of the right foot with the right hand. Keep the knees together and gently draw that heel in towards the sitting bone. So just gently stretching the front of the thighs. We're not going to do anything major here. And then releasing the right side, swap onto the left leg. And then releasing. Your hands onto your shoulders. Gently push yourself back and come to sitting on your heels, hands rested onto the thighs. So we're going to come into camel pose, Asana. So if you want to do this with the block between the thighs, how are backs feeling? Yeah. All right then, lovely. Do you need a bolster? Do you want a blanket and a bolster? Cuddle? So we're going to come into Asana. But the first variation we're going to do, we're really not going to go for the heels. This really is going to be about finding that length and really extending it into the upper back. So the hands are going to go no lower than mid thighs. Yeah, we're just going to be coming. You can see the hands are going to go no lower than that then, just to the middle of the thigh. And we're working on opening up through the front of the chest. Yeah. So let's come up onto our knees. Hands onto the backs of the hips to start with. So again, finding that length as we lengthen the tailbone down. Roll the shoulders back. Draw the elbows closer together. Good. Keep the back of the neck nice and long. Take a nice deep breath in and lift the chest. Push the shoulder blades forwards. And then slowly walk the hands just underneath your bottom. And then draw the elbows together. See if you can open through the front body more. Roll the shoulders back. Lift the gaze just to this top corner of the front of the room. And then walk the hands back on the exhale, just to the middle of the thighs. So holding it here. Good. More chest lift. See if you can get even more into that upper, yes, more into the upper back. So holding it here. If it feels stable on your back, bring the right arm up towards the ceiling. And then gently take the right arm back, not dropping the head back. Find more length and lift. Good. And then placing the right hand back to the thigh. Take the left arm up and back. Good. More inhalation and lift through the front body. And then slowly placing that left hand back, sit back to your heels, hands to the thighs, and that is strong, isn't it? Camel's one of those postures that the more I taught it, the more I realised a lot of people really don't like it. It's not a nice, it's a really uncomfy posture. It's really panicky, yeah. It's a really vulnerable posture because you're basically turning around and throwing open the whole front body, which physically is anything we do, anything we taught to protect, we tuck. And so to turn around and just go, no, absolutely fine, is very vulnerable, but energetically, hugely vulnerable. It's like, and especially if you are going through something heart related, it automatically, it kind of goes into this safe mode. So you really are trying not to force it to open. And what happens often is we go back for the heels, this collapses because it's like, no, it's not ready. It doesn't want to open up yet. So by doing that variation, which is one of my favorites, you're building the strength in the spine to be able to hold the opening of the front body, which on a physical and an energetic level, you're literally saying, I've got my own back, it's safe. So that's a really nice variation to safely start to move deeper into it. And if you get a pinchy lower back, it's a good one to start working with because you don't even have to go back. You can just be up and practice here. Just taking this back and working on gently going back. But second variation, are you with me, Lynn? Bringing the hands onto the backs of the thighs. So this time, toes tucked is easier. There's less room to go back. We are going to go for the heels, but we're going to walk the hands down the backs of the legs first. Toes tucked is less distance. So lengthening the tailbone down. Again, roll the shoulders back and breathe. So inhale to lengthen. Exhale, walk the hands just to the middle of the legs. Good. Inhale and lengthen. Exhaling, walk the hands back a little bit further. Good. Inhale, lift and lengthen. If the hands can reach the backs of the knees, then go for the heels.
But without doing...
Leaning back. Safely, it doesn't matter. If you do a little, as long as both hips lean at the same time, what you're trying to avoid doing is this. And reaching back. You're better off leaning both hips back and taking both hands back. And then when you come into this, and the way I was taught, I was told push your hips forwards. Once you've got your heels, push your hips forwards. And actually what you want to do is lift from the upper chest. So if you then lift the heart up towards the ceiling and open that, the hips will automatically move forwards, and it creates the space in the upper back. If you just push the hips forwards, you jar into your lower back, and that's why it becomes horrible. How did that feel? Strong. Really? Yeah. Do you? Yeah, good. So coming back to sitting. The neck thing, how did that feel, Lynn? Is it better sound? Good. I'd taken the microphone, it was down by my knee. So the neck thing, we have to work on strengthening our neck muscles. And often, big heavy head goes into a back bend and does this, which is another reason it's terrifying, because actually then it feels like you're going to crick your neck when you come out of it. So I always say to people, if the neck's an issue, when you go back, keep your chin to your chest. Don't even bother and just look up. That's why I was saying earlier, just look towards the top corner. So it's going back slightly, and then you can practice yourself. If you go back and you're looking up, you can practice doing this. And it will build all of these muscles. It is because you're using your muscles. But if you don't have the strength in these supporting muscles, you've got your big old sternocleidomastoid, that when you throw your head back, you hang on that, you kind of just go, and then if you haven't got all the supporting muscles strong enough, coming back in, mine feels like something's going to crunch. So you make it harder. Keep the chin to the chest and then go back and forwards. And you'll feel there's sometimes a juddering. Yeah, and the juddering is not bad, as long as you haven't gone too far. The juddering is the tired muscles. It's the little muscles being tired and kicking in, and they're going, oh, what do you want us to do? But actually it's good, because I saw a physio with neck problems years ago, and she got me doing exercises that made, and I was like, no, but it's shaking. She said, yeah, because they're weak, they're not turned on. So it's actually a good thing to practice doing that. So anyway, let's sit to the left of feet, come into a nice twist, and then cross the right leg over the top. So again, we're looking for that length. So we start with a stable base, both sitting bones equally down on the floor, and lengthen up nice and tall. Then placing the right hand behind you on the mat. Inhaling, take the left arm up. So lengthen through the spine. And on the exhale, twist from the rib cage and either hook or wrap the arm. So now the same thing with the neck. As you inhale, lift up through the crown of the head. That same thing we did with Jaladhara Bandha, where we pull the chin slightly back, helps to lengthen through the neck and lift, and then turn the neck. So we're not just, often what happens is this, it's kind of this weird sort of throwing the head sideways and back. And actually, we want to be doing that, yeah. So it's all about that length through the spine. And the poor old neck has got so much going through it, and we often forget about it until it hurts. Then inhaling, come back to face forwards. So changing the cross of the legs. Good. So both sitting bones down equally on the floor. Wow, my hips feel tight today. Ooh, left hand behind you on the mat. Inhale and take the right arm up. And exhale to twist. So turning from the rib cage. So now find that extra bit of length through the neck. So just draw the chin back a little bit, lengthen, lift up through the crown of the head, and then turn the head around. So the spine is straight and long. And on your inhale, come back to face forwards. So just straightening the legs out. So from here, we're going to come into shoulder stand, whichever variation you want to do, either free, or you can use the blocks to come into supported one, or if you want to use a wall. Do you all know how to do the wall variation? Amazing what happens when you have a month off, isn't it? Oh, brain blank. Everyone was the same this morning. I was like, we've been doing this for years, but you know. So bums against the wall, feet down, and then you're lifting up. Yeah. So the hands are still, you still want to walk onto the tops of the shoulders, and the hands are still there supporting, but it just means that if your neck's a bit vulnerable or you're nervous about your neck, you've got the stability of the wall there with the feet, so it's not quite so scary. Choose a variation. The blocks are an equally lovely variation. Really lovely. It's really nice. Lazy shoulder stand, I love it. So you can do it with a brick. So the brick goes under the hips. That acts as a wedge, and then you lift up. So good. It's so good. When we did the yin and gong. Don't know. So Lynn, can you take your feet over into plough? I don't know what you've got behind you. Good. And then see if you can lift up onto the tops of the shoulders even more. So walk the shoulder blades together underneath you, if it feels okay for your neck. And walk your hands back down towards your shoulder blades a little bit more. Yeah. There. And now take the legs up. A little bit more. So we're going to slowly bring the feet back down towards the mat. And then taking your arms out to the side, extend the legs down. And come into your Shavasana. Bringing focus back onto your breath. And giving your fingers and toes a wiggle. Gently hugging your knees in towards your chest. Do a little rock from side to side. Roll onto your right side and gently come up to sitting. Bringing your hands in front of your heart center into prayer. And we'll close the class chanting 3 Oms together. Just taking a nice breath in for Om. Bowing your head to your higher self. Namaste.